The Reserve Bank says the job losses announced by companies such as BlueScope Steel, OneSteel and Qantas are not unexpected in the current economic environment. In a wide-ranging speech in Sydney, Deputy Governor Ric Batellino said the resources boom was always going to lead to structural change in the economy. And on the subject of interest rates, Mr Batellino gave a strong hint that financial markets are getting ahead of themselves with their prediction that the next move will be down. Tracy Kirkland reports.
Getting interest rate movements right has always been a challenge for the Reserve Bank, but according to Ric Batellino, never more so than now. And the Deputy Governor says the financial market upheaval of the last few weeks will only make that job tougher.
And an important issue ahead of us will be to assess what impact this is likely to have on global and domestic economic activity, commodity prices and inflation. As yet, there's little hard information on which to base these judgments.
Which means, unlike financial markets, which are now firmly predicting the next move in interest rates will be down, the Reserve Bank is leaving its options open. Mr Batellino noting that domestic considerations are also making a tough job even harder.
As the year has progressed, the resources boom has strengthened, but the divergence between the mining and non-mining sectors of the economy has increased, and the mix of growth and inflation has turned out to be less favourable than expected a year ago.
Nowhere is that divergence playing out more than in the manufacturing sector, which is struggling with high commodity prices and a soaring Australian dollar. The main reasons given for steelmaker BlueScope Steel's decision to axe 1,000 jobs. Similar sentiments are bound up in OneSteel's announcement it's also cut its workforce.
People understand that basically, overall, the boom is good for the economy, but there's parts of the economy that do suffer as a result of it because of the structural changes that take place. And one way or another, that is going to happen while ever demand for resources is so strong.
Despite risks to the future of the manufacturing industry, the Reserve Bank Deputy Governor has ruled out intervening to try to bring the dollar down.
If you just stood back and look at what's happened to the currency and compare it with what's happened to the terms of trade, you really wouldn't say the currency was out of line. Basically, it's moved up in line with what's happened to the terms of trade.
Some argue continuing strength in Asia, which is underpinning the dollar's strength, will actually create jobs for Australians.
Not only the mines themselves, but the understanding the technology, the product usage here in Australia is very powerful. It's also an opportunity for Australian labour and experiences, for engineers, for people who are used to those markets and technologies to go and work in those markets. So I can really see the sort of outbound flow of labour will be there, but also the inbound flow of people coming to Australia for education, creating a stronger working environment with more experience.
More than likely, it's likely to see that resources will shift out of manufacturing industries and into resource supporting industries. I think that's the objective of government policy.
And while Australia continues to benefit from the growth in Asia, it could be argued this country's biggest challenge may lie in taking advantage of opportunities outside the resources sector.